As you might be able to hear off in the distance, the house that we are headed to right now is next to a construction site coming in through the woods. We were on a Forest Service road. We have since wandered off that. We're now following what looks like a game trail through the woods. It's very thick. It's very thick. Pretty unmanageable to walk in a straight line, so having to walk every couple hundred feet and recheck my map, because unfortunately the only way to get to this house is by coming up from behind it. We're making progress. It's actually straight that way behind me. I'm kind of sweeping around this way following this game trail. There's just too much bush over there, and it's unmanageable to try to walk directly that way. Alright, we found ourselves a little bit of a ravine here. This is more or less pointing exactly where we need to go, so it's a little bit easier walking than traipsing through the woods, but it's not exactly a hiking trail. And the ground is very soft. Definitely runoff for a stream down this way. Well, look at that. Like I said, that little ravine we were just walking through seems to have led us to a water crossing, a little stream here. So we have to go straight that way, straight through the property line. Let's go a little bit further up this way, see if there's a easier entrance. Oh, look at this. Just this clearing. And there's an old barn over here. Alright, so here's a tough decision I'm trying to make. Still see the barn behind me. Straight over this way to the right. Probably can't see it, but there's an old road right there, which obviously leads to the barn and that guy's or whoever's chair that's up in the tree over there. The problem is I need to go this way. So it's either I go straight up the mountain or I take the road. I want to take the road because it's easier, but I'm also concerned about if somebody does come down the road. I mean, that's kind of a problem. I mean, it's a Thursday. Today's a Thursday and it's noon, so the chances of anybody coming out here at noon on Thursday it's pretty slim. But I don't know, it's still concerning because if somebody rolls up on me, then I have to answer a bunch of questions and then it's going to get all weird and, you know, annoying. I think I'm going to hike straight up the mountain here. I think I'm just going to hike straight up here and then we're going to see what happens, and we'll just go from there, I guess. We're getting close. Alright, here's a little piece of advice. Oh shit. I was going to give some advice about following game trails and using them for navigating through the woods, but these bastards, they led me right to the road. We're just gonna take the road. I have a feeling it goes right up to the houses. I'm just concerned about where those cars or how people get down to this hunter stand, as well as the barn down there, but maybe it's not in use anymore. I don't know, we'll find out. Forgot how close we were to the road. Okay. 1, 2, what is that, a van? We got this road behind me, which looks like it comes around. I think we're gonna go this way. Otherwise, we got the main road that goes that way, but that looks like it goes a little bit too close to the road. I think we're gonna go this way and stay at least just a little bit more worn down over here on travel. I did not expect there to be structure this size up here. I mean, from where I'm standing, it looks like it was. Maybe it's just a house. It's kind of hard to tell. It almost looks like a. Oh shit. It almost looks like a hotel. Or a small motel at some point. Look at this. One of the strangest things, the ceiling. The ceiling is covered in styrofoam that has just decayed. I mean, obviously at one point this was usable, these garage doors here, but it is just completely collapsed. Wow. Straight to the upstairs. I love how the vines cover the walls like that. Cool. Wow, this is so deep. We're up near the top of the house here. I'm kind of sketched out. The ceiling didn't seem like it was, or the floor, I mean. The floor didn't seem like it was in too good a shape. So, we'll have to be cautious about where we step. See, those holes are what I'm worried about. May not be able to go too deep into this one. If the floor starts to feel a little uneasy, I'm gonna bail. There's just nothing left of this place. I love this wallpaper though. Whoa, the floor completely sank right there. That's what I'm talking about. Sketchy, man. I'm not even gonna walk into this room. Look at that. There's just a hole back there. Is this wallpaper felt? Oh my god, it is. It's like raised, like felt. Wild. It's so hard to tell if the floor is just going to be soft or not because of the carpet. If it was wood, you could at least see it start to bow, but this carpet is not great. Man, the floor is so bad. It's not as bad over here as I expected though. Nature is just reclaiming this house slowly but surely. Vines coming in through the windows. Alright, so we just checked out these two outbuildings outside the house. They're right behind me here. But there appear to be some barrels or something in the woods. Maybe old kerosene storage or gasoline. Looks like at one point maybe they were water or something. Those faucets are pretty, I don't want to say they're clear indicators. It may not have been water. Probably some type of fuel, maybe pesticide or something. That one has a big D on it. I'm not sure what that, it could be diesel. That one has a G. This one has a D. The yellow one that has a D, and then that one next to it has a G, so it could be gasoline and diesel. That one on the far side though, I'm not sure. It's got that extra little valve at the top. Maybe for releasing excess gas or something. This one also has a G. This one's probably gasoline too. Look at that, just a little work shed. I thought it was a second house. That would have been absolutely wild if it was. Fans of Gatorade. Look at this. Even further back in the woods. Well, another 50 feet. There's something else here. Made of stone. It smells kind of weird. Oh. Maybe this is a well? This is huge. I don't think it's a well. Oh, there's piping leading to it. It must be some type of well. But these came loose at some point. What does this say? Yeah, I don't know. Big stone square things on top. Entrances, valves, or valves. Openings on top. Must be some type of well. Also, look. We found the property line again. Alright, so the further and further I went that way, just past the obelisk, I guess we'll call it, started to get a little sketchy. I kept getting closer and closer to the road of the construction, so I think that's a good place to like turn around. I didn't want to get too deep. It's not worth it. I mentioned game trails earlier. I don't remember if I actually showed what that was. They're kind of easy to spot if you know what you're looking for, but also water runoff could be another thing too. So you really have to kind of pay attention. You see this right here? See, there's kind of a depression right there. It kind of snakes along through the trees. It also kind of goes back that way. You can kind of see it right there. That's a game trail, or most likely is a game trail. And they, the deer, hopefully deer, definitely know the easiest way through the woods, although they're a lot more aerodynamic than I guess I am. But here's hoping. Oh look, and here's a sign. It's nature adventures now. Alright. Oh, up we go. We just climbed all the elevation, and I wanted to point something else out to you too. So, in areas like this that are very old, it's probably kind of hard to tell. But right here, along this whole way right here, there's a depression. And that can sometimes indicate that there was an old road here. If I get down here, to give you a better look at it, you can see the elevation differences here. Look, So I'm standing more or less right in the middle of the road. If I get down to eye level, this is the road that goes straight up this way. Goes right through that and then goes up there. You can see, maybe, there's quite a elevation gain between the ground, or the road, and up here. It's a good foot or two, at least, foot and a half of elevation gain. It's more prevalent further down the road. If you look the long way down here, you can clearly see this embankment that was carved through at some point, and then they made this whole road. But I'm thinking that this road, we keep taking it this way, following over this tree behind all this stuff. I'm thinking this is probably connected, or does connect, or connected at one point to the road that we took to get down here. We cut around all these trees so we don't get mangled any more than we did. We come right back to the road that we were at. We got the road we just came up. But look right here. This, to me, looks like it could have been an old road at some point, or it's at least much older. So you've got this big intersection, this is where we're going, of these three roads. There could have been houses out here at some point, you know, there's really no way to tell. But you could find really, really old maps, and given the age of this area, I highly doubt that you would find maps all the way out here. I mean, I guess they exist, but if they're not uploaded online, then there's very, very little chance that we'd ever find them. So going to a local library would probably be a good idea if you were looking for old maps, or at least they could point you in the right direction, you know, historical societies and all that. We could definitely give you some hints, but yeah, these old roads, this is what we love to look for. Just driving, you can clearly see them. Once you know what to look for, they're very easy to spot. And, you know, 99% of the time they go nowhere, and that's fine. It's just, that's part of the exploration, you know? Just going and getting lost, well, getting lost enough that you go somewhere new, but not lost enough that you can't get back. But going and getting lost and just wandering down old roads, it's just, now it's just overgrown. Like you saw back there, people just use it for trash. It's really disappointing, especially for somebody who likes to be out in nature, you know, and wander around. So disappointing, people to just be throwing trash everywhere. Do better, people. Do better. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.